What's up, Shadow Nerds? Long time no see. Let's get to it quick. It's been a while, but I missed y'all. Thanks for the views. Thanks for the likes and the subscribes. Let's get to it. I want to clarify this right off the bat before people are in the comments saying that I'm a hater, you don't know what you're talking about, or you're not a fan, or whatever. I don't know. Oba Femi versus Brock Lesnar is must-see match at WrestleMania. I agree. I want to see it. I'm excited to see it. I like Brock. I like Oba. My issue is I don't want to see it now. Here's what I'm saying. Give me a year. Make this happen next year. Unfortunately, there were rumblings before the Royal Rumble, see what I did there, that these two were eventually going to square off at some point, and potentially there were plans of WrestleMania. And then Royal Rumble happened, and I immediately rolled my eyes. I'm like, great, here we freaking go. I don't have an issue with either person. Of course I'd want to see it, and I will watch it, and I'm going to be excited to watch it. I just don't want to watch it right now. Oba just came in. I'm not even sure which promotion he's signed to yet. Is he signed to Raw? Is he signed to SmackDown? I don't know. We just got things started. So then you heard even more rumblings. Oh, they know the fans want to see it. Oh, they're talking about a potential between the two at WrestleMania. Oh, Brock's going to retire this year or next year, the year after, whatever. I get it. I get all of that. It's not that we don't want to see it. It's that I personally, and probably many other people, don't want to see it right now. We're in too much of a microwave society where we gotta have things now. Long-term storytelling is apparently dead because nobody cares anymore. And WWE, in my opinion, is bending the knee and saying, this is what people want, we're gonna give it to them right now. I get it, but what are you gonna do next year? So what happens? Oba beats Brock this WrestleMania, loses to Cody Rhodes next WrestleMania, or Kit Wilson, or Matt Cardona, or Penta next year. So hold on, you beat the Beast in Brock, you lose to this guy next year? Is that what's going to happen? You beat up Superman, you lose to Jimmy Olsen the next year? How does that work storytelling-wise? How does that make sense? Do it like the old days. Do it like we've always done. Now, I'm not saying that this hasn't happened before. We've seen Brock come out of nowhere and beat Rock for the title, okay? We've seen John Cena come out of nowhere and almost beat the crap out of Kurt Angle. We've seen Paige come out of nowhere and win the title off of AJ Lee the next night. I'm not saying it hasn't happened before, but just because it's happened before doesn't mean it's right, okay? There's a reason why people flock to see Godzilla versus King Kong. Because for years, King Kong beat the crap out of everybody, Godzilla beat the crap out of everybody. So then you're like, oh my God, they're getting better and bigger and stronger and beating more awesome bad guys along the way. And then, oh my God, they're going to meet one day and face each other? Crazy, because what do? You build characters up. And don't tell me Oba's been built up through NXT. I get it. So is everybody else. Not that NXT doesn't count, but when you come to the main roster, a lot of people that don't pay attention to NXT, it is still their first time seeing you. So build Oba up. People love his entrance. I love his entrance. People love his energy in the ring. I love it. People love the way he wrestles. I love it. The presentation, all of it. Oba's awesome. But the whole point of storytelling is to build people up so by the time they do get to each other, it's like, oh, I can't believe they're going to fight. Imagine if there was no Godzilla King Kong movie ever, but the first one ever was them facing each other. Womp womp. Why do I care? Why would I care? There's no backstory on Godzilla or King Kong, so it's like, why do I care? Cool, there's two people fighting each other. It's no big deal. You build people up. That's how it works. Okay, so in wrestling, it's the same way. Why do we care about CM Punk and Roman Reigns? There's history there. There's legitimate beef. They actually don't like each other for whatever reasons. Bloodline, I was off for a long time, blah, 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 blah. You're a part-timer. Rock and John Cena, you're a part-timer. I've been running this business for 10 years while you've been gone, blah, 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 blah. Actual beef. What's the beef between Oba and Brock? Oh, well, we don't know because Paul won't tell us. And Brock doesn't speak for himself. And Oba hasn't been on the mic either to say anything bad about Brock. So what's the beef? Why is there heat between them? Oh, I know what it is. Because one's a really big guy and the other one's a really big guy. That's it. That's the storytelling. That's why you have all these amazing senior writers behind the scenes with these years of storytelling of writing soap operas and writing reality shows and blah, blah, blah. So they can come together and go, I have an idea. We have two big guys and then they fight each other. We're going to sell millions of tickets. Oh, are you? Are you, WrestleMania? Because last I checked, you were really struggling. That storytelling doesn't seem to be working out very well. Oh, you're dropping ticket prices? Oh, wow, okay. So, you see what I mean? Where's the appeal? Make Oba beat everybody before he goes at someone who is up on that level. And that's not to say that they're not on the same level. But Brock has been built up over the years as beating The Undertaker, beating CM Punk, beating Cody Rhodes, beating Roman, beating John, beating the crap out of John like 6 months ago, right? So why are we building people up and then bringing someone who basically hasn't built any credibility yet, and that's not a shot at Oba. NXT almost doesn't count for the casual fan. Who's he beating? Let's take him straight to the top. That way the next year and from there on, he can lose to Gunther. Or he can lose to Cody. Or he can lose to Penta. Or whatever. Does that make sense? You beat one of the top guys in the industry, but you turn around and lose to this guy the next year. Or the next pay-per-view. Or the next month. How does that help Oba going forward? They're dropping the ball. They're dropping the ball on Gunther. And this video is not about him, but he beat John Cena, he beat AJ, he beat Goldberg, built up this massive heat. And does he have a match at WrestleMania? What are they doing with all this heat? You know what they did? They drafted it out the door. It's gone. So Gunther comes back. Where's the heat? Good thing you built up all this heat for just to freaking not use it. So again, you build up these people. That's why it's so amazing when they beat this person and that person and that person. Who's left? Oh my God, you beat The Undertaker? Or let's say hypothetically, Oba beat up Braun, right? And then he beats up, I don't know, The Rock. He beats Roman. He beats Bronson Reed. He beats Braun Breaker. And the Beast is still doing his thing, beating up 20 people in a row. Oba beats up Randy Orton. Okay, let's go back a few months. Oba beats up John Cena, hypothetically. Oh man, they've been beating everybody before them. Now you know what? There's no choice but to put the two beasts and the ruler against each other because they've already beaten everybody. They've laid waste to the entire Marvel and DC universe. So now let Thanos and Darkseid go at it. If that was the first comic ever, Darkseid versus Thanos, no one would care because no one would know who they are and if they have any ability or background to have beaten everybody. When a person has laid waste to an entire industry, that way by the time they get to the point when they're undefeated, when they have that match with another person who is on their level, it's a big freaking deal. Terrence Crawford, Canelo, big deal. Why? Undefeated, built up, beating this name and that name and this name and that name. Big deal. Mike Tyson versus Lennox Lewis. Why is that a big deal? They built up and built up and built up and beat every person in their way. So by the time he got to each other, it's like, wow. There's a reason we have playoffs in sports. So the teams can build their rep. So by the time they face each other, it's like, holy shit, that's going to be a damn good match. We have two people who have destroyed everybody. And now they're going to fight each other? It's not like that with Oba and Brock. You're setting Oba to fail because next year or next pay-per-view or next week on Raw or whatever, he's going to lose to someone that is nowhere near on Brock's level. And Brock is probably going to put Oba over because as he should, he's a veteran. He has nothing to gain by beating Oba, so he's probably going to put him over, which is fine. Okay? No problem with that. I get it. Brock's paid his dues. He's putting it down for the next man. He's going to build Oba up. Build Oba up to do what? Lose to who? He has to lose at some point. All I'm saying, Build it up. Give Oba somebody else this year. Give Brock someone else this year. So by the time they face each other at next year's WrestleMania in Saudi, because you want to take it out of the country, you're supposed to have this massive WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia next year. That'd be a great place to put two monsters against each other. But what's the point now? They're both big. I'm big, and I'm big, so let's fight. Where's the beef? Where's the heat? It's just my thoughts. It's too soon. I'm going to watch. It's too soon. Anyways, let me know your thoughts. Of course, we're going to watch it. Who do you think is going to win? What do you think the outcome will be? Am I being stupid? Am I being ignorant? Or are you all bowing down to the microwave society that we live in? Let me know your thoughts. Like, subscribe. See you next time. Tell your mama. Tell your friends. Tell your other wrestling friends and your comic book friends to check out my channel. With that being said, Shadow Nerds out.